Hey, I'm Stacy Lynn. Today we're going to be making apple dumplings. You're not going to want to miss the deliciousness at the end of this video, so stay here. This recipe for apple dumplings is almost too good and too easy to be true. It is a warm dessert that really takes no time at all. So the first thing I'm going to do is make my crust. You can get pie crust from the grocery store or make them yourself a day ahead, which is just putting in here 3 cups of flour, and then I'm going to put my cold butter, and this is 1.5 sticks of butter. Then I'm going to put in Crisco, which makes it nice and flaky, and I'm going to just pulse it a few times. I want it to look like meal, just a little bit bigger than meal. And then the only other ingredient to this, which is incredible, a little bit of water, ice water. So I'm going to just add this in, and then it should start forming a ball. All right, here it goes. It's coming together. Here we go. Look at that. I love it when that happens. Success. Okay, look at that. Perfect success. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to form this into just a disc. Just pushing it down, that's about it. Put it on a little bit of saran wrap. Wrap it up. Put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and you've got it made. I've already rolled this out so that I can go a little bit faster for everybody. And it's nice and cold, which is exactly what I want. Make a mess. Spread some flour out. You do not want your dough to stick. So now I'm going to core my apple. My son did make this for me, but you can buy an apple corer. Okay, so I'm just going to go straight down in here. There we go. Twist this. Now, my daughters can do this without the help of a rag, but I can never do it. I always have to get a better grip on it. And the core just came right out of that. See how easy that was? Then you're going to peel your apples. I was a city girl, and so I would go to my country cousin's trampoline. We'd go over to her house and jump on the trampoline, and she had this apple tree next to the trampoline. So we would jump up and we would grab the apples, and then we would lay on the trampoline looking up at the sky, eating these apples that were so incredibly bitter, but they were crab apples, which is great to make pectin, by the way. You can make a homemade pectin just using crab apples because of all of the pectin in those apples. They were bitter. But anyway, I didn't know if I liked apples after that, but I always pretended that I did. But these are nice tart apples, but not bitter. Okay, so once you get your apple done, you're going to just put it on your crust. All right, so now I'm just going to go around it just roughly. Now I'm going to put this mixture, and I'm going to just stuff it straight down into the core of this apple. This is a mixture of brown sugar, butter, cinnamon, and raisins. You can leave the raisins out. You can just stuff it with a little bit of brown sugar and butter if you don't have cinnamon. I mean, I'm telling you, this is like fabulous. So really stuff it, because it'll kind of disappear, and some of it's going to go into the bottom of the pan and make a really good juice. Okay, now I'm just going to pull these sides up and kind of glue it together with a little bit of egg. And that's actually egg and water mixture. Okay, and this is a rustic dessert. Don't worry about it looking beautiful. Plus, any little mess ups that you do, all you have to do, I have these really great cookie cutters, or they're really dough cutters. And this one is just a leaf. And so you can make little leaves and put them right on top of your apple. So it makes them really beautiful. So you just get a little glue again and put it right on top of your apple, or put it on any of the cracks or anything like that. And then I'm just putting it in my buttered dish. Okay, so I'm going to show you one other way to do the middle. And I just have cinnamon and sugar right here. So I'm just putting it straight down into the mixture, because you may want to put this on something else later and it doesn't have the butter in it. But I'm going to poke that all the way down, then get a few pieces of butter So you're not having to have this mixture laying around if you don't use it all. And you can use the butter for something else and this cinnamon and brown sugar for, you know, another situation too. Okay? Okay. It's just like wrapping a present. At least what my wrapping looks like on presents. All right, now the last step. I'm going to brush the eggs and water right over the top, and it's going to give it like this really beautiful sheen. All of this is going to have a really pretty sheen, and it's also going to keep things together a little bit more. And I'm going to be putting regular cinnamon and sugar right on the top of it, which reminds me of fair food. I don't know, do y'all remember elephant ears at the fair? They just kind of bubble all up, and they've been fried. So when they come out and the oil's still on it, they sprinkle this sugar and cinnamon mixture all over it. Man, I could eat those for days. Those are so good. Okay, now time for the cinnamon sugar. Now I'm going to tell you a little trick. This does not go bad, so you can just mix a little bit of sugar with, or a lot of sugar to a little bit of cinnamon, and you have this great mixture. Well, put holes in the top of one of the lids of a mason jar, and then you can just sprinkle right on top of anything. Cinnamon toast in the mornings is like halfway done because you've already got this cinnamon sugar mixture waiting for you in your pantry. So try to get it on the sides too. So all over these. This is going to be so great. So now I'm going to just put them in the oven. 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. Look at how beautiful this is. If you can just see how gorgeous that is. You could make 100 of these and serve it to 100 guests, and they get their own special, wonderful dessert. It's hard to choose which one I want. You'll see that in this pan, there are some juices that I'm going to just put on top of my ice cream. Look at how tender that is, and it just falls apart. I just want you to see that. Is that like, oh my gosh. If you want to put a little extra sugar and cinnamon on top of your ice cream, it makes it that much better. Just look at that bite. That's rocking. That's how you make my apple dumpling. You all go make these now.
Stacy.